Let me make sure I heard you correctly. After the discard, the lies, the manipulation, the damage, and the smear campaign, I'm to believe you want to be friends now? We're friends. You want to be my friend. Loved ones, let's talk about it. We'll get right into the topic for discussion. When your narcissist or toxic ex wants to remain friends after the discard. All right. So we'll jump into that. As always, I want to give my appreciation. And thank you all for the growth of the channel and all the love I've been getting, all the comments, the engagement. You continue to give me that love. I will definitely give you that energy back. It's the holiday season, so we decided to do this one a little different. I just came here to love on y'all and catch a vibe. All right. As always, I'll preface my comments by saying I am not a clinical professional. All right. I'm not a psychoanalyst. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm none of those. I'm just a woman who is sharing of herself based on my experience. And I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know based on my personal experience. All right. These videos are not designed to trigger or harm anyone. And it's not about separation, division, comparison, competition. None of those. We are all on a journey of healing together. We're just sharing information. And this platform is just designed to allow us to feel seen and heard about the things that we've experienced. All right. So let's get into it as always. Your toxic ex or your narc reaches out to you, post discard, and they want to remain friends with you. Is that even possible? Is that a thing? It almost seems laughable. You know what I mean? It almost seems laughable, right? They were never able to, show you respect, treat you with dignity, treat you with love and honesty, compassion, empathy, consideration, like none of those things. Understand that first and foremost, above all else, supply is king. Supply is king when it comes to a narcissist or a toxic person. In my mind, if I may be so bold, supply is their God. Supply is their God. That's the God that they serve. So keep that in mind. When it really boils down to it, they didn't change. When it comes to people, especially once we reach a certain level in life, a certain level of, maturity and existence, it's like we can be refined, we can make progress. And I would never want to, minimize the possibility of someone growing and elevating, but we don't change that much. That's just my humble opinion. Who you are at your core and at your essence is who you are, especially when you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person. Again, don't mince my words. Don't confuse what it is that I'm saying. I'm not limiting at all someone's ability to do better about the things that they've done or perhaps have a moment where they understand that there's an opportunity for growth or that they can do better in a situation. We can make progress. We can elevate in our thinking. Our mindsets can shift, but we are who we are at our essence, at our core. And there's a lot of different moving parts and factors that play into that, right? So that's just something to keep in mind. But when you're dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, they don't change. They don't change. They didn't change for you. They didn't change for the previous supply that they were with. And they're certainly not changing for this new supply and any other supply that they're interacting with, entertaining or engaging with at the time that you're with them, depending on where you are and your connection and which step of the cycle that you're in, right? But they don't change. And with that, why are we to think that they would handle you any differently being a quote unquote platonic friend as they did when you were actually in the connection with them? I feel like, in a sense, when they reach out to you post discard, whether you initiated the discard or they initiated it, what they're really looking to do is breadcrumb you. What they're really looking to do is, it's a form of a Hoover in a sense, in my humble opinion. And it's a way of them looking to minimize the damage of possible rejection and looking to minimize narcissistic injury by them hitting you with the, I just want to remain friends, especially if they do it by proxy through, a flying monkey, or they send someone else your way to do your bidding. That's just my opinion on that. I don't see how or why at all we're to look at the situation if any differently. If you weren't able to show me respect and appreciation, at the time when we were intimately or romantically connected to each other, why am I to think that we're going to be able to be friends now? What it is they're trying to get a leg up on you. Again, it's manipulation at the end of the day. And it's like, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you did entertain the possibility of like being in a friendship with these people. They're still going to be sucking supply from you the same way. And now they're going to be giving you even less effort, and they're going to be more brazen and more bold. no narc is created equal, and I could never be 100% correct. Again, I'm just speaking to you based on my own unique experience. But one thing I did know for sure is that entertaining the possibility of a friendship post this card, it wasn't going to happen. And I tend to be the type of person in any connection or relationship, I tend to like a clean break, and I tend to like to sever the ties. In any, role or job I ever had, I didn't get the benefits of the company when I was no longer with the company. And that's exactly how I feel. I'm extremely protective of my presence, my perspective, and my energy. And I'm becoming more and more protective of that. And it's not to say that I'm guarded or I don't feel like I've been traumatized by the experiences that I've been through. I think what it is I'm understanding my worth a lot more. I'm understanding the power of my energy a lot more. And I say that, humbly and respectfully, but we should definitely respect ourselves and know our worth at all times. So because I'm growing in that and I'm becoming more and more self-assured, self-aware, like I know who I am and I'm connected to that. And I am loving myself for who I am more and more through my healing journey. It allows me to be a lot more protective and selective when it comes to my energy and how I distribute it. And I'm unapologetic about that. And I'm also not going to do a whole lot of explaining when it comes to that. I gravitate towards the love, I gravitate towards what is pure. And when I say pure, I don't mean perfect or without flaw, but I mean just an honest and real exchange, so that's what I'm all about. Honesty and truth, not perfection. Because I don't want to ask of someone something that I'm not willing to give or that I don't have to offer. And perfection is not something that I have to offer, but I do have authenticity and positive energy and light and love, right? So we're going to gravitate towards the love and we're going to focus on that. And I think that it's important when you're in connections with people to make sure that your needs are being met. Your needs are important. Your needs are important. Make sure that your concerns are being addressed. Your needs are being met. And anyone who truly values you and cares for you, you should be able to tell them no. It's kind of like that old school saying goes, you know what I mean? You could say yes 100 times. That one time you say no, that's what it is that people tend to remember. But I've also, recently heard, if you ever want to see someone's true colors, like if you ever want to see how someone feels about you, tell them no. Now, I'm definitely not about, quizzing people or testing people, with the intention of seeing exactly how they're going to respond. But I feel like life will take you through seasons and there will be opportunities for you to be able to step back and observe and see how the people in your life will react to you and respond to you when you're being your truest self. And, when you're speaking up for yourself and expressing what your needs are. And if you are enforcing a boundary, it'll show you, people's level of respect for you and for those boundaries. When you care for someone, you should be able to say, that's not necessarily for me or not this time, perhaps next time, and vice versa, right? Because we want to be reciprocal about that respect. In the same way that I'm commanding respect for my boundaries, I'm definitely going to be respecting your boundaries in the process. And that's how we'll, interact in a way that is healthy for us. And I also like to stress, boundaries aren't set in order to keep people out of your life. If anything, boundaries are set to keep people in, but again, it's all about your mindset. It's our responsibility to teach others how to treat us, in my humble opinion. It definitely shouldn't be extremely challenging or cumbersome to be able to do that. But I definitely do think it's important to allow people a bit of a margin for error and for us to show one another how to treat each other, right? There's nothing wrong with that. And one of the ways that we do that is through how we set and enforce our boundaries, right? With consistency and with love in our hearts. Make sure that you're prioritizing your needs as well. I think I can honestly say for myself, that's one of the ways that I ended up in the toxic relationship that I was in, is that I wasn't prioritizing my own needs. I was more of the mindset that if I give, I would get back what I needed. And that's, in my experience, not how people tend to operate. So now I'm more of the mindset. I look to invest in people based on how they invest in me. Again, I observe a lot more. I allow myself to, gather the information, and I sit back and watch what's happening as the seasons change, and not feeling so committed or invested in a situation that I can't, sever a tie or break clean if that's what needs to happen, for my peace and for my overall wellness. All right. Never be so invested in something or someone that you can't walk away from it if it's detrimental to your overall health or wellness. That's the thing. And I think that's one of the ways that we also maintain our leverage, is not being fear-based individuals who aren't afraid to walk away if that's what needs to happen. Put yourself first. Sometimes there are seasons in life where it's necessary to be selfish. Selfish can get a bad rap sometimes, so be aware of that and be tapped in. It's okay to be selfish if this is a time for reflection or for growth for you. Friendships are about give and take. It's about mutual respect. It's about reciprocity. It's about honesty. And it's about being able to communicate and have discussions even when you're difficult. Ask yourself, in your connection with the toxic person that you are with, or with the narcissist that you are with, had you ever had an opportunity to do that? Had you ever experienced like true contrition from that person? Was that person ever apologetic in your direction? How many times was it you that had to offer the first apology? How many times was it you that had to work around the silent treatment? Ask yourself these key questions. And I know sometimes, depending on where you are in your healing journey, you may like to think that a friendship would be possible, or maybe they would be more capable of that. Maybe the depth of the relationship wasn't something that they could handle, but perhaps, just being friends might work out better. Maybe where you are in your healing journey, you're still holding out hope. You're hoping that they may change. You're wondering if, because some time has gone by, they had made positive changes for the new supply, because they're posting their highlights. They're controlling the narratives on social media. They're using the flying monkeys to report back to you. And it appears as though, they're happy. It appears as though that they're living this great life. And maybe you're questioning yourself. You're questioning whether it was you that was the problem in that connection. But again, to me, that's all a form of manipulation, right? And when we come to a certain place within our healing journey, we care less and less about what's even going on with them. We understand that it's not about them and it's about us. It's about our growth. It's about our healing. It ain't just about me. It's about you. And it's not just about you. It's about me, right? And we come to learn that and understand that too. Ask yourself those questions. Like, really sit to yourself. If it's ever a question, I know for some of you that may be watching, you understand immediately that a friendship is out of the question. Like, it's not even something that you're willing to consider. But I want to be, aware, and I want to be open-minded, and I want to be sensitive to the different types of situations and the different people that may be watching this video, depending on the situation and the connection and where you are in that. You may not have necessarily come to that place. Bravo. Salute to you if you are in a place where you know exactly where you stand, based on the track record of your narc or toxic person. But not everybody is having the same experience at the exact same time. So I want to be sensitive to that. And we want to show love to those, because again, it's levels. And we're all in that fight. So sharing information is power for sure. And that's definitely what I want to do, is use the different things that I've gone through just to give you some insight. And like I said, I really just wanted to come through feeling good, feeling inspired, and I'm feeling motivated. And I just came through to catch a vibe. I just wanted to catch a vibe with you. You know what I mean? And just speak my heart, speak my mind on the topic. I'll definitely make sure that I throw it up on the screen. This was definitely inspired by a viewer, right, who made a recommendation and asked if I could touch on that. So shout out to you for that. I'll make sure, again, I throw that up on the screen. But I'm not very big on it. Just for me personally, looking to remain friends with someone once I've been in a romantic or intimate connection. It's just not something that I tend to do. Again, no two people are alike. I also want to make sure that I reference in this video, like, not everyone is toxic and not everyone is a narcissist. Like, I'm very well aware of that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to make that clear too. I feel like it's honest to say that we all have toxic or narcissistic traits about us. We wouldn't be human if we didn't. But in my opinion, good should always win out in the end. Your empathy, your consideration for others, your desire to see other people do well, the goodness that is inside of you, your patience. Like, to me, those things should always win out. And it's definitely a green flag when you can recognize things about yourself that you want to change, and you look to do the behind the scenes work, to make those improvements about yourself. I think that's big. I think that shows a certain level of just maturity and greatness about you as a person, that you want to make positive changes for yourself, and you're not looking to play victim or blame someone else, because in the end, we chose at some point in time to be in the situation that we were in. And I think it's important to recognize that. And it can be hard to accept that. And I get it. And I've said it in the past. I struggle with thoughts and the fact that I possibly betrayed myself. I know that I did. But that was something that just me being vulnerable and honest with you that I struggle with. And I'm, making great strides, and I'm healing about that and loving on myself. And I'm grateful at the same time that I was able to reflect about that and unpack that and, see what my missteps were and address those. Again, look to set and reinforce my boundaries. Again, just teaching others how to treat you, So being there is one thing, but allowing yourself to stay there is another, right? So let's grow about the situation, take our power back. And if there was ever an opportunity for you to get back, if there was ever an opportunity for the toxic or narcissistic person in your life to receive their karma, that's it. Just you healing, and you doing it at a high level, and you shining, and choosing your attitude in a way that's positive, and using the things that you've gone through to love on other people and help people with wisdom and discernment, right? Because we ain't jumping out no windows, right? And I'm so thankful that I've, discovered this platform and have the opportunity to tell my truth. And I want to thank you all for giving me a safe space to really be myself, to speak my truth, and to be honest. And I'm learning, and growing more and more and becoming more and more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm excited about the future of the channel and the endless possibilities for us to be able to engage and connect. Definitely we'll be looking to do more live soon and connecting with you all in so many different ways. I'm so grateful, and I definitely can't do this without you. Continue to send me those recommendations. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, you can definitely send those to my email at assbizlifestyle@gmail.com. You can reach out to me on social media, and I'll go ahead and throw my Instagram up on the screen as well. Worthy XIIXII, all lowercase letters. That's Worthy 1212 on Instagram. So yeah, and I thank you all so much. But yeah, growth and accountability is what it's about. And accountability is extremely important to me, because that's like the foundation. That's the place where you can look to make positive changes. That's the place where you can say, hey, this is the part that I had to play. This is where, I may have gone astray. This is where, I got myself mixed up. But it puts you in a place where, you can make positive changes about it. You see me sitting in front of this beautiful tree, man. I'm inspired. So many things, but most of them are good. I'm joyful, I'm peaceful, I'm happy, and I'm finding a great sense of motivation and pride in being able to use the experiences that I've gone through and connections with people, to help others. Being a servant and being a vessel in a way that's positive is healing. This is extremely healing for me. So that's why I always say and emphasize, that it's not just about you, it's about me, because we're on that journey together. And this is healing for me too. So I'm grateful to all of you who engage with me. Make sure that you speak your truth, in the comment section. Make sure that you, share of yourself. And I enjoy so much not only being able to engage with you in the comment section, but I enjoy so much when we're loving on one another. We have an opportunity, to make contact with people that we may not have had the chance to meet in day-to-day life, but we can do so in the comment section and through lives and these other opportunities, soon to come on the channel. And I appreciate everyone for supporting all the content on the channel, and it's not just relationship-based content. This is a lifestyle-based channel. So, thank you so much for supporting, AudioPhiles, the audio pod. We'll keep that going as well. Definitely will be a new AudioPhiles episode coming soon. And I'm grateful to all of you. So, there's never any judgment about this, but think to yourself, is it really in your best interest? Weigh out the pros and cons, would it really benefit you in any way to consider the possibility of entertaining a friendship with someone who's caused you harm in the past, who's disrespected you in the past, the triangulation, right? The manipulation, the gaslighting you, they're projecting their negative energies on you, they're moving in a toxic way out in the world and then bringing that negative energy back to you, making a scene in public in front of friends and family members. I'm big on that, like perception and being classy and moving, in a sophisticated way. Perception is important. it's not everything, but, just the embarrassment, would you ever fully be able to trust this person if you were in a connection with them? These are, key questions, just some things to ask yourself, because that's what I ask myself, and I know for me personally, it wouldn't be worth the risk. You weigh, risk versus reward. And I don't foresee in my experience that people can make that big of a shift that it would be worth the risk, to entertain the possibility of a friendship after everything that's going on. It's too much toxicity around it. It's too many different moving parts. And the thing that I've learned more and more about dealing with a narcissist or a toxic person, there's things that happen behind the scenes that even to this day, no matter where you are in that cycle, whether the discard has already happened, you're gray rocking, you're already no contact, which no contact is the goal. Ultimately, do your absolute best to find yourself in no contact as soon as you can safely, right? But depending on where you are in your connection, there's going to always be things that took place that you didn't know. That's a dangerous place to be in with someone. Friendships and relationships and solid, healthy connections should be based on trust and our ability to trust one another. You would never be able to trust the things that they tell you, the things that they show you, and again, there's always going to be things behind the scene that happen that you never know about. There's other sources of supply involved. They've invited other, energies into your connection. They've given people the one up on you, like they've given people the upper hand on you. It's a guarantee, that's a foregone conclusion to think that way. So how could you ever remain in a true friendship with them? They're just looking to use you. They're looking to tap into your energy. They're looking to continue the manipulation, and they want to continue laughing at us. They want to continue siphoning our energy, especially if they considered us to be grade A supply. A narcissist never wants to lose a source of supply. It's never their goal. And as long as you're willing, they'll take and take and take until there's nothing left. Ultimately, they're looking to finish you. They're looking to finish you. Again, to me, this is just another form of a Hoover. That's what it is. They have no intention on, being a real friend. They don't know what a friend is. They don't have the ability to be a friend, in my opinion. But again, this isn't about judgment. It depends on where you are in your connection. And you may be in that stage where you're just now coming to the realization that something is off and you're on your fact finding mission. And I hope that you come across this video and it's able to provide you some information, give you some insight, and you find a place of safety and a place of comfort in this content. And you're able to, use the information that you're getting here to make an informed decision about where you are. But definitely put yourself first. Command your respect. And sometimes you do that non-verbally. You do that in your actions. You do that in your lack of response. You do that in your ability to continue to move forward, no matter what it is that they try to throw at you, no matter what it is that the world tries to throw at you, no matter how many times, you're hearing no, you're constantly reaffirming yourself and telling yourself yes, and that you are worthy, and that you do deserve honesty, and that you do deserve love in a way that is positive and that is healthy for you. There's nothing wrong with prioritizing your needs and understanding, who you are. Healthy and positive relationships aren't just about take. There needs to be balance there. And obviously, a healthy connection is not always going to be 50-50. I don't even know if that's attainable, but there can be balance. And it's a shared responsibility and a joint effort of all the parties involved to make sure that they're making a contribution and nurturing that connection in a way that's, again, healthy and productive, right? And fruitful, so that we can continue to grow together in the same direction in a way that we feel safe and feel seen and feel heard, right? So take those things into consideration. Seek counsel from someone that you care for and that you can trust. Again, I am cautious about who I share a personal relationship and things like that. And I recommend you be the same. But there's nothing wrong with seeking counsel from a friend, family member, or loved one, that you trust and that you have longevity with. So definitely feel free to do that. And take your time. Anything that's worth it or that is truly loving and kind should not cause you to feel nervous, rushed, or anxious in a situation. If a situation causes you to feel rushed or feel anxious, take heed to that. Don't overlook that, right? You shouldn't have to feel rushed as you're looking to make such an important decision. But in my humble opinion, it's the safer, more reliable, and the more peaceful way to go about it, to just have a clean break and make sure that you're remaining in no contact at all costs. Don't allow yourself to be hoovered, because they're just going to continue to move the goalposts. They're just going to continue to raise the stakes. Again, this is the same toxic person. They're the same. It's the same. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out. I'm in a season right now where I'm ensuring that I'm loving on myself, and I'm giving myself the time and space that I need to ensure that I'm, of my joyous best. But I definitely do, want to be a servant, and I want to help people. But I have to be, again, protective of my energy. And I appreciate your being patient in that regard and being understanding in that way. Feel free to reach out to me, connect with me on Instagram. Feel free to shoot me a DM. Let's connect over there. If you show me love over there on the gram, I'll definitely do the same thing. All right. Let's check out these reels. Let's look at each other's pictures. I'm consistent over there. So let's fellowship on Instagram as well. Feel free to check the description box. I like to pay homage to other creators who have helped out, as I've been on my healing journey. So I'll definitely make sure that I drop that down in the description. As always, you can check the About page on YouTube for all the different links to my socials. The link to my Cash App and PayPal is there as well. If you want to make a small donation to the channel, it'll definitely be appreciated. The address to my P.O. box, if you ever want to shoot anything over, I'll definitely make sure that I acknowledge that, and I show you love about that. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much again for giving me an opportunity to share myself, share my experience in a way that's healthy and healing for me. My super stickers on the channel have been activated. So if you look down below to the heart shape thanks, if you ever want to give thanks to the channel, you can purchase a super sticker and do it there. And thank you so much. Thank you for the love. I definitely do feel the love. I'm grateful above all else, and I'm gonna continue to make this content as well as other content on the channel. And I thank you. I believe in you, so you be sure to do the same. All right. And it won't be long. So until we meet again, we out.